Over, Kayla. Welcome. Oh, which one is this? There it is. I heard it. Welcome. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Anybody hear me? Can we all find a chair somewhere to sit? We've got lots of seats up here in the front. Welcome. If you can hear me, raise your hand. I can't hear back here. Okay. All right. Can we all have our quiet voices for a little bit? Quiet voices for just a little bit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Folks, this is going to be a state of the city. We're here to recognize not just you award winners and you special contributors to our community, but I also want to make a special mention to all the parents and the family support people that helped you win these awards. So before we get going, I'd like you to raise your hands to your parents, your friends, your fellow coaches that helped you get and achieve this tonight. So can I have a quick round of applause? Thank you, because without them, you probably wouldn't be here. So I want to provide special thanks to all those. My name is David Pittman. I happen to be the mayor of the city of Oroville. We have the city council here in attendance, and tonight's going to be a special night to recognize those people that not only contribute to our community in terms of your special scholastic awards, your team awards, but also the linemen, the people that go out and fix the water leak in the middle of the night, the people that when the storm comes and the power's off and you're sitting there with candlelight, they're the ones that go out there and fix that wire so that you can get your power back on. we're going to take a quick look at our utility workers for Oroville, because there is much part of Oroville as everybody. Special council meeting of the city of Oroville. So without any further ado, I'll ring the gavel. Accordingly, for April 30th, 2024, the Oroville City Council meeting is in order, and I call it to order. Can I have a roll call of council members present?
Councilmember Johnstone, Councilmember Goodson, Councilmember Goodson, Vice Mayor Smith, Councilmember Weber, and Mayor Pittman.
Here, thank you.
Thank you.
So you're all, now that you have attended an Oroville City Council meeting, you can mark that off your calendar. Tonight I'm going to introduce Jim Mall, who'll be our master of ceremony. And without any further ado, I want to get to Jim Mall. If you all know the voice of Oroville, you know Jim. Jim?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And if I could have you stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for our national anthem. The flag is here. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Well done. I would like to also introduce at this time Vicki Yang, representing the Hmong Cultural Center. She will be leading us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see island dawn's early light? What so proudly we hail at the twilight's gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. All the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. In the warm space and through the night, that a flag was still there. Oh, see, does the star-sprinkled banner yet wave for the land of the free in the home of free. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki Yang. Welcome once again to the annual State of the City for the City of Oroville. We have a slide here that'll give us a brief program overview. Take just a moment to look it over to get an idea of how this evening's event will go. Our first order of business tonight is the Samuel J. Norris Award for Excellence. It's named after Samuel Sam Norris, a civil engineer who arrived in Oroville in 1903 with his wife and 3 children. He served in private and official capacities, including preparing a report that led to the construction of the Western Pacific Railroad with a 1% grade through the Feather River Canyon, doing most of the rail connection studies while working incognito. He served as city engineer from 1911 until his retirement in 1952. Some of his first assignments were paving specifications for the business district and the plans for the city's stormwater system. Nominees for this award are individuals who have improved the quality of life in the city of Oroville, contributed significant community service, provided positive leadership to the community, and/or have significant achievements in life that inspired others to improve our community. The recipient of this year's award goes to Annie Terry. Annie was nominated by her peers for her incredible work both inside and outside the Oroville Rescue Mission. Many watch as she quietly makes huge changes in so many lives, all without wanting or needing praise from others for doing so. Annie Terry works tirelessly to get those without housing off the streets and into safer living conditions. When Annie Terry is not working, she spends her time taking programmers from the drug and alcohol program to functions or other programs. Annie does not boast about her efforts, but tonight we get a chance to recognize her for all of the hard work she puts in to better the community of Oroville. I'd like to invite Annie Terry to the stage. We might bring the house lights up a little bit.
Escorting Annie is Councilman Weber's wife and Alan and Annie's. Thank you.
I'm one of those weird people who actually enjoys being behind a microphone. I don't know. It's like I come alive behind a microphone, but I'm kind of embarrassed. Public recognition is an embarrassing thing. But I had somebody a couple of years ago tell me that I needed to, as I got older, I just needed to focus on being Miss Annie. And I kind of took it as an insult because I'm the person that gets to choose that. I am the person that gets to define who I am. You know, don't ever let anybody else define who you are. But in the course of being who you are, be a blessing to the people that you're around. Not only your community, your church, your family, everybody that you have an opportunity to just love on people. The Bible says that all the other commandments hang on 2 of them: love God and love people. And I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry. It's just embarrassing, but thank you. I don't know who votes on this, but thank you.
I understand there may be other Sam Norris Award winners in the audience, and if they're here, please stand so you can also be recognized. The Oroville Arts Commission, in collaboration with the Oroville City Council, developed the Your Voice for the Arts Award to recognize individuals and organizations that positively impact the Oroville community with their passion, innovation, and commitment to the arts. Please join me in welcoming David Tamori, Chairman of the Arts Commission, for a presentation of the Voice of the Arts Award. How are you, Dave? Good.
Hi, my name is David Tamori. I'm the chairperson of our Oroville Art Commission, here to present an award to one of our worthy citizens. I'd like to introduce two members that are here from our Arts Commission. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and say what your favorite art form is?
Tracy Johnstone. My favorite art form is adaptive art. Thank you.
Andy Krantz. My favorite is performing arts.
So over the years, I found my voice in our Oroville Community Choir. I don't sing really well, but I sing good enough to be in the choir. Also been in plays, Nutcracker and Sleeping Beauty, Kismet. I think my favorite play was Kismet. Also, I teach art, visual arts. That's my main art form. So anyway, moving on. I didn't get a chair. So the goals and objective for our Arts Commission here in Oroville, I'm going to read them because it's pretty lofty. We provide opportunities for artists and cultural development of the citizens of Oroville, so artistic and cultural developments. Facilitate the education of all citizens in the creative skills and appreciation of the art. Support the development of artists and their access and exposure to the community. Consider integrating artists and other design professionals into the planning and designing of our city. Supports the diversity of the arts. Supports program in public arts in public places. Promotes and supports the development of long-term fiscal strategies to assist local artists and arts organization to have a way to contribute to the city. In other words, we're doing a lot of things for Oroville to try to make it more beautiful. Would you guys all support that idea, living in a beautiful city? So our Arts Commission, if you'll notice, one year we had some slideshows. We had different murals around town. We are also this Saturday at the Lot Home, we're having our second annual artist showcase, Oroville Art Showcase. So if you're down at the Lot Home this Saturday, we'll have arts experiences and drama, and music and dance and visual arts. So stop by the craft fair and then visit those and participate in hands-on art making. All right. So we have two awards that we have. It's called Your Voice in the Arts. We created it a few years ago to recognize an individual or an organization that supported the goals that I read to you from our Arts Council, ideals. So we usually start that nominations in February, and then in March we have a board meeting. We select who we had. This year we had one nomination for an individual, but it was a real outstanding individual. So I would like to have Louisa Louie come up. I hope she's in the audience. And as she's making her way up here to receive her award, I want to read what she has done. For many years, she's contributed to Orville with her unique visual arts abilities that are represented or shown in the Union, her restaurant. She has also supported the music education in Orville with the Intune Music Foundation for 6 years, having that event. At my own little brushstroke gallery a few years back, when her kids were in town, she would have her children give free violin lessons, string lessons, to anybody that wanted to attend. So for many years, I enjoyed some beginning fiddle players. She's also created the Dream Big Music Festival, which brings our local bands in the area to our state theater. And they do a 2-day performance. One's free, like a warm-up, and a second way is a fundraiser for their foundation. She is also a member of a group that I want to really recognize, and that's the team that's ensuring art for any given child. So Jennifer Spangler of BCOE is spearheading this effort, and we have local members of our community that are working to get the same kind of arts experience to all of our kids in our public schools that maybe some music students have. Seems like music is a real good model to show how the arts can change lives and affect the community, but also the other arts have that same value. So this is an initiative that's sponsored by the Kennedy Center, and Louisa is one of the founding members. So is she here yet?
No, her husband is here.
Oh, her husband's here, but that's good, right?
Thank you, everyone. Louisa can't be here tonight because our kids are graduating from college, so she's traveling to take care of the kids. And I just want to say something about Louisa. As after our kids graduated from high school, the love she had for teaching kids and encouraging kids to do better in our community didn't stop. So she's busier than ever. A lot of times, you know, she's busy doing like flyers or something for a program, and she doesn't get home until like, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm calling her, it's like, where are you? Well, she's busy doing something. So anyway, well, thanks a lot for the recognition, and a lot of everybody know me by different name, but for today, I'm going to be Mr. Louisa Louie. Thank you.
So we are honored to have Jennifer Spangler of BCOE here to give some flowers out. And here's a plaque for, on behalf of the community of Orville. We commend you for your positive impact for the citizens of Orville.
Okay, on behalf of Louisa, thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. Picture, we got a picture right here. Picture, there you go. Thank you.
The next item on our agenda this evening is Natalie Sheard of the Oroville Planning Commission. She's going to present the very first Historic Preservation Award. Please welcome Natalie Sheard.
I am very excited to announce our first annual Historic Preservation Award. This is an annual award that was created by the Historic Advisory Committee to honor outstanding achievement in historic restoration and stewardship. This award recognizes period-appropriate architectural and landscape restoration of our precious historical structures and sites within the city of Oroville. Winners demonstrate a commitment to excellence in ongoing stewardship and appropriate reuse of their property. And most importantly, they work to keep the stories of Oroville's founders alive. The recipients will receive a personalized plaque from the city to grace their building or site, so that we can honor their hard work and dedication in the preservation of their historic structure. The city will host a plaque unveiling ceremony at the winners' sites. The date for these events will be forthcoming. At that event, you will be able to tour the historic structures and learn about the history of the site and the unique details from the owners themselves. Before I announce the 2 winners for this year, I'd like to thank our sponsors. This couldn't happen without their generous donations. A big thank you to Oroville Hospital, providing excellent health care to Butte County. Kuzel's Big Store, the coolest gift shop in town, and the best bank in town, Golden Valley Bank. Our first winner is the Hecker Home under the stewardship of Scott and Julie Miller. I would like to invite the Millers to come onto the stage to receive their reward. Fred Hecker built their Italianate home on Bird Street for his bride, Catherine Hecker, in 1885. Fred was a French immigrant whose livelihood was in the shoe business. He and his wife owned and operated the Pioneer Shoe Store on the corner of Montgomery and Huntoon. Fred died years before his wife, Catherine, leaving her a widow for 10 years until she remarried her neighbor across the street, the distinguished Judge Gray. The Hecker family has lived in this home for 85 years. Fred and Catherine's daughter, Alex Hecker, resided in the home until the 70s. The home has many original features: the original Gasolier light fixtures, the wrought iron fencing out front, the widow's walk, and even the original wallpaper in the dining room and the drawing room. The home also has much of the original furniture, including the original dining table, a gilded mantel mirror, and Judge Gray's desk. Thank you to the Millers for their ongoing preservation of this important piece of Oroville's history. The second winner is the Swain Home under the stewardship and care of Gerald and Desiree Vance. Please welcome the Vances to the stage. I know they're here. There they come. The Swain home was built in 1918 by Warren and Willow Swain. The Swains first moved to Berry Creek to run the family lumber mill. The lumber mill burned in Berry Creek, and the new lumber mill, which was eventually on Oro Dam Boulevard, became one of the major logging operations in the state. While in Berry Creek, they lived in a boxcar while they were building their beautiful Georgian Revival home on the corner of Montgomery and 3rd Street next door to the Lott home. This home is in the exact same features that it was when it was built, with a 2-car garage and servants' quarters and the original brick patio and many of the original trees and roses. The owners also have the original building contract and the blueprints of the home. Thank you, Gerald and Desiree. They have Thank you. Yes. Okay, so they can get their certificate from the Heckers. Thank you, sorry. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm for this award, and please stay tuned for the dates when you can actually tour these amazing properties and learn from the owners. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we will hear from Brian Ring, the Oroville City Administrator, regarding the state of the city. Please join me in welcoming Brian to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay? All right. Well, thank you to the mayor and thank you to the council for allowing me to spend a few minutes up here. I'll try to be brief. I know there's a lot of more exciting things coming on this evening for the youth, but I would like to have the opportunity just to give you all an update about how the city is progressing. I have been with the city now for a little bit over a year, and it's been a great experience. We have a fantastic team here, and there's a lot of great folks at City Hall doing some great work. Some people oftentimes say, what's it mean to work in city administration or work as a city administrator? And I say, really, it's a great job because you get to work with 7 individuals, all with very passionate objectives trying to accomplish in the city. And you get to work with great staff, great department heads, great leadership. And the city has provided really, really strong leadership. And I'm super excited about where the city is going here in the future. A couple weeks ago, the council met and talked about goals and priorities for the city. And I think no surprise, I think roads continues to be a big priority, public safety, and fiscal stability. I think those are 3 things that we're all trying to achieve as we progress forward. Sometimes things take longer. Roads do take longer. They don't change overnight, unfortunately, but we are actively pursuing many objectives to try to accomplish road improvements. I wanted to touch really quickly on each of our team here. So let's see, admin here in our finance group, led by Ruth Duncan. You know, finance is a thankless job, happens behind the scenes. Besides preparing the budget, dealing with auditing issues, Ruth has been doing the job of, I would think, at least 2 people in my entire tenure with the city, significant software. And if anyone's been through a software upgrade in the finance system, it's a challenge, to say the least. Then you have payroll, software upgrade, and Ruth is also very, very instrumental in doing a new upgrade to our transparency module, which, for those of you who don't know what that is, if you want to go and see how the city is doing financially, you can go on the City of Oroville website, go to the finance page, the transparency module, and you can see how we're performing from a financial perspective. Next up, I wanted to touch really quickly on business assistance and housing, led by Amy Bergstrand. Amy brings millions of dollars into the city every single year, millions of dollars. And really, these dollars are designed to benefit community members. A lot of the emphasis has been on housing, affordable housing, but there's been a lot of other programs that Amy is instrumental in bringing to the city. Grant funding, first-time homebuyer loans, owner-occupied rehab loans for homes. And if you're not familiar with these programs, I really encourage you, come down to City Hall, talk to us about it, especially the owner-occupied rehab loans. There's a lot of great opportunities for those who might need a little bit of assistance just to provide some TLC to your home. They completed the Wyandotte Academy Improvement Project, and I know, along with our community development department, successfully submitted the housing element plan. So 2 huge projects I do want to highlight that Amy has been, again, bringing money to this community. Lincoln Village Apartments, is anyone familiar with that complex on Lincoln Boulevard? It's a huge, beautiful, affordable family apartment complex. There's 2 phases. The first phase it's right there in the bottom left. It's nearing completion. Occupancy will be taking place by the end of this year. And then phase 2, they're still doing financing for that. That will be for seniors. Both of them have 70 units, so in their beautiful, beautiful, affordable apartments. To my left is Mission Esperanza. Have anyone heard of Mission Esperanza? Okay, that's also a great, Annie Terry, heard Mission Esperanza? There is a huge, a lot of work going on to bring 30 pallet shelters along with then 40 congregant beds. And it's going to house with camping and car parking. It'll be a way that the city can help those who are most vulnerable and in need, that need housing, up to about 100 folks there. And we're hoping to have that break ground any day now. And also the goal is to have that up and operational by fall. So that is on, it's on Lincoln Boulevard as well. Really quickly, code enforcement, led by Ron Belser. This is a group that I think has done a tremendous job dealing with enforcing our municipal code. They have a thankless job. They deal with a lot of unfortunate situations and challenging individuals, some of our most folks that need the most help, but they do it with dignity and class. They do a great job working with those that are in need. Ultimately, I think they deserve a lot of credit. You don't see, we see pictures that code enforcement in coordination with City Works, in coordination with Public Works, that they do every single day. Drive around the city sometimes in the morning and you see some things, a couple hours later, it'll be all cleaned up and taken care of. So they do a heck of a job. Community development led by Patrick Pyatt down here. Pat's been with the city. Pat's been with the city now for about 9 months, I believe, and doing a great job really getting out in the community, engaged, understanding what the city's needs are. He really is working hard to not only bring businesses to the community. Obviously, businesses will bring jobs, they bring sales tax revenue, they do a lot of benefits for the community, but he's also trying to do a great job in marketing the community, working hard with developers. We've had a lot of affordable apartment complexes go into play, which is great. They are wonderful places for folks to live, but we also realize we need market rate housing, market rate apartments, and actually there's one on the bubble here. I believe it's on the road escapes me, the name. Anyways, there's a number of market rate housing projects and apartments in the queue as well, so you're going to be seeing that in the future. A couple other things that community development's been working on. Obviously, a lot of ordinances, which may not sound too exciting, but they are important. It's the city law. There's been some in the works. You probably read about them in the paper on oak trees or ADUs. Those are still in the hopper, and we're still coming back to the council in the future on those. Are not finalized yet. But they've also done, one thing that they've done is to incentivize builders to come here and build market rate housing, is provide financing for infrastructure. So that's one new tool that developers have, that they want to come to the city of Oroville and do some building. The fire department continues to be one of the most, and I can't stress this enough, it's one of the most widely used. They have more calls than any fire station in this region. They do a heck of a job for us. I think the last year, they've really focused on a lot of infrastructure needs for capital assets. Over the years, when we haven't been able to replace some fire engines and get some other equipment that we needed, we've been able to do that. Type 6 engine was delivered recently. We ordered a Type 1 engine. We've ordered some emergency response equipment for water rescues, and they've done a lot of training. So our fire department continues to thrive and do very well. Two more, and I promise that we can move forward. Public Works, this will take me about 30 minutes though, because Public Works has a slew of things going on. For those of you who don't know Public Works, it is all those things. It's not just streets, it's parks, it's museums, it's sewer, it's airport, it is, what am I missing? Road, there's a lot of stuff going on in the city in Public Works. Just to name a few accomplishments this year, Sank Park fence. If those of you haven't seen that, it is turned out very, very nice. The city has purchased a new courtyard, so we're in the process of transitioning from our old site on Mitchell to the new one on Cal Oak. Smoke and heat detectors in our museums. Believe it or not, we didn't have those before, so now we have fire suppression, at least some warning devices in those facilities. A pavement management system is critical for the city to be able to adequately address pavement needs in the future, strategically. Highway 162. Has anyone heard of the sidewalk, the safety project on Highway 162? Okay, construction started this week. So that's been in the works since 2015. 2015, and it broke ground this week. That tells you some of these projects, multi-million-dollar projects. And we also have a couple other projects for Public Works that we're going to be doing is the Nelson Road off-ramp. That's going to be done. I think you've probably seen Thermalito Water and Sewer. They've been out there doing some work already, and that's in the hopper, as well as Ophir Road. And finally, our police department continues to really, really push and provide great law enforcement services with integrity. They are working very hard to get fully staffed. The council has made an aggressive move with regards to compensation to really attract the best law enforcement officers to the city of Oroville so we can provide the best service. And they've done a tremendous amount of things, also creative, to try to address crime. They have the license plate reading cameras, the mobile camera systems that we can be deployed throughout the community as we need if there's a surge in crime. What else? Where's the next slide, please? Maybe not. Anyways, they're doing a great job for us. Again, the city's in great hands, great shape, great staff, great council, and we're very fiscally solvent at this time. So thank you all for your time, and I'll turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you. Anybody recognize anybody in that picture? Any family members? Do we know who this is? Sewage Commission, Oroville Region. These are the guys that when the river starts rising, they get called out to make sure we don't have a problem at the plant. They monitor that plant 24/7. There's people there working the plant. We've just had some big improvements with the plant. They couldn't be here tonight, so we took a picture of them. Glenn is in the middle there, and this team is always working around the clock, monitoring to make sure our sewer plant never fails us. It has been in public health and protection for over 46 years. SCORE was formed in 1973 as a joint powers agency by the member entities, City of Oroville, Lake Oroville Public Utility District, Thermalito Water and Sewer District. Second slide, please. These are the upcoming things happening for SCORE. They just finished a brand new pump inflow station, which is about a $7 million project. And they're soon to start another project, another $14 million project to improve the capacity. What does that mean to you kids? That means we will have the capacity for your new homes in the future here in Oroville. That means that we're going to have a sustainable, safe community. That means one day, as I sat out there in the crowd with you when I was born and raised in this town, some of you that are sitting in these seats will be up here filling my job and filling the job of all these city staff workers. So part of the reason we want to plant the seed here in your minds as to what would be a future job for you to have with this city. And hopefully it would be with the city. Mr. Goyer couldn't be here tonight. We have to move to the LOPUD. This is Lake Oroville Public Utility District. He had a family emergency tonight, and I hope she does better tonight. So I'll be speaking in for Mr. Dave Goyer. He represents the Lake Oroville Public Utility District. This district collects the wastewater from all the way from Loafer Creek all the way down through the East Oroville area and provides sanitation services to all those homes in that area. Next slide. Thermalito Water and Sewer District. Mr. Chris Heidel, is he here? We'd ask him to come up from Thermalito Water and Sewer District. There he is. Hi, Chris. Welcome. I'd like you to take over. All
right. Thanks for having me. Chris Heindel, Thermalito Water and Sewer District. If you want to go to the next slide. Thermalito Water and Sewer District, we provide water and sewer service north and west of the Feather River. So everything to the northeast, the Thermalito community, and a little bit of the city of Orville, north of the river, county buildings, things like that. 3,100 water connections, almost 2,400 sewer connections, about 12,000 people. Next slide. The water comes from Concal Reservoir, which is up Highway 70. Dam was built in 1922. Storage capacity about 7,200 acre feet. I don't know if people are familiar with that area. You can do fishing. I'll jump to the treatment plant. We provide about 8 million gallons per day of treated water, supplemented by 4 wells throughout Thermalito. We do offer tours if anyone wants to come see. We just recently completed a $3 million upgrade to the treatment plant to be able to provide more of our surface water capacity. As you've seen, there's been housing going up in Thermalito, the low-income housing apartments and things like that. Sewer, we also provide sewer to about a little over 2,300 connections and are part of the Joint Powers Authority for the Sewerage Commission Orville region. And I think that's about it. That's a quick and dirty summary of Thermalito Water and Sewer District. We're located at 410 Grand Avenue. If anyone ever wanted to come in, had any questions about their service, or wonder why we're shutting water off to do infrastructure upgrades, you can come by and ask us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Again, those are some of the people that are out there making sure you get good water and sewer service sanitation. And they are working on their major project, which is on Nelson Avenue right now, replacing some very, very old piping. I was told there was a valve that hasn't been turned on in 72 years, and it's finally replaced. And right behind that water repair project, you'll see the pavement being fixed there on the off-ramp of Highway 70 to Nelson Avenue. I know you've all hit that hole in the middle of the road, haven't you? Anybody? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we're going to get that fixed. Next is California Water Service. Come on up. We have, I'll let you introduce yourselves so I don't mispronounce your names. Hi, Shannon. Hi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon. I'm joined here with Evan and Ethan, and we work for Cal Water. Cal Water is one of the largest private retail water providers in the country, and we're the second largest in the state. We stretch from Chico in the north to Rancho Palos Verdes Peninsula in the south. So we're a large company serving towns big and small. We've been in Oroville since 1927. So a couple of things that we're most proud of is our assistance programs for our customers. When our folks are struggling with their bills, we have a customer assistance program. They can contact us and reach out for assistance, and we'll work with them to provide no interest payment plans through our customer assistance program, and also a new program that we just started called Promise Pay. So if there's ever a time that you or somebody in your family or someone that you know is struggling with their water bill, please reach out. There's lots of things that we can do to help. So one of the other things that we did to, if we could back up one slide, please. Is that possible? Anyway, one of the things that Cal Water did most recently is we applied for and we secured hundreds of millions of dollars to help customers that are still struggling with the paying off past due water bills from the pandemic. So even if it doesn't affect your family, it affects a lot of people in Oroville, and $80 million of that funding was secured for the community in Oroville, and Cal Water is going to automatically apply it to the bill of our customers who have been struggling to get caught up since the pandemic. So we're really proud of being able to help with that. So we have surface water that's produced by our 4 wells. We have 52 miles of pipeline, 2 storage tanks, and 6 booster pumps. We also have a connection with Thermalito so that if there was an emergency, we can provide emergency assistance and water supplies to each other, because emergency response is paramount for us. The biggest priority for us is to provide you all with safe and reliable water, and we strive to do that. one of the things coming up that you all might want to pay attention to and weigh in on, the city currently is reviewing whether or not Cal Water should cease fluoridating the water. That was a mandate that that the state gave to us back in the 1950s, and the city is looking at whether or not that still makes sense. They'll be discussing that at their council meeting on May 21st. So if you'd like to weigh in on that or you have an opinion one way or another, please join us then. Another great thing that we do that we're really, really proud of is we have a philanthropic giving program. Since 2020, we've given over $120,000 back to multiple nonprofit and community organizations. And here's just a few of them. Our goal is to improve the lives of the customers we serve in the communities we live in. So we're really proud to be your neighbor and your water provider in Oroville. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I have to make a special mention when the Paradise event happened. I know that Cal Water teams were up there, the emergency response teams were helping out that city with all kinds of different services. So that's a valuable asset to have in your community. Next up is PG&E. Who do we have in the audience for PG&E? Joe Wilson is bringing the team down. Come on, team. This is our local PG&E crew.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Team, come on up. So I would like to introduce the local PG&E team. These are the men and women who keep the lights on day in, day out. Come on up, please. We had a major storm that hit our community of Oroville on February 4th. You probably remember it. During these types of storms, normally we see most of the damage in some of the country like Berry Creek, Palermo, Bangor, but Oroville really had a bullseye on it. And that night we lost 17,000 customers here within the greater Oroville area. These are the men and women who worked day in and day out to get the power restored. We had almost 100% of our customers restored within 24 hours. What I especially appreciate is these men and women not just work for PG&E, they work for their community. In fact, we have a few of them here on the stage who were born and raised in Oroville, and their commitment to this community goes really, really deep. Joe Hurt, come on up.
Thank you. That's kind of put on the spot here.
Joe, you're born and raised here in Oroville. You've been with the company for 18 years. Why does serving your community mean so much to you?
Well, being born and raised here, I've got a lot of family and friends. In fact, I see a lot of friends out here and familiar faces and a lot of beautiful families, a lot of kids. That's great. Future linemen. I don't know, just from the time I was a kid, this community has done a lot for me and my family. And as I got older and went to work in the workforce, I chose to come to PG&E. I just really was interested in electricity and the camaraderie we have, especially in Oroville with these guys and these gals. We have a really tight-knit group, and we can really focus and provide a good service to the community, and that makes me feel good. Like I said, being born and raised here, I feel like I owe a little bit back to the community, and it's just nice.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, team, for always being there for our customers. if there's one thing that the community, I want the community to leave with today from just seeing this team is know that we are here to serve and you can count on PG&E and this Oroville team. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. You bet. You know, coming from the public safety part of business, not too long ago, we had a huge windstorm event, and everybody in the valley was without power. And our power went off at my house at 7 o'clock that night. I remember calling the city administrator. I said, we better plan for our power to be off in Oroville for 3 days or so. And then all of a sudden at 3 o'clock in the morning, my power came on, and I was like, what? Everybody else power was out, but Oroville got power. So thank you to that crew. Thank you, big time. All right. Next event. We're going to look at some of our Student Success Awards. Y'all ready for this? Yeah. So I get to announce the team. If you come up over on these steps, or no, come up over on those steps, the welcoming crew will be the city councilman. Over there, stand in the middle, we'll get a picture, and then we'll have your team coach or your manager talk real quick. So the first team up is the under-8, under-10 Thunderbirds Cheer Nationals. Are they in the house? Under-8, under-10 Thunderbird Cheer Nationals. Right over to those stairs, please. Right over there. Okay. Down right here in the center. Right in the center for a picture. Listen to her. Listen to the photographer. Get a photo.
Hi, I'm Casey. I am the 8U, 10U West Head coach. And I'm so proud of these ladies. They did an awesome job.
Thank you very much. Come on, girls. All right, Thunderbirds. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, here.
Thank you.
Almost forget. There's certificates, each one of them. Under 12, under 14, Thunderbirds cheer second place at Nationals. Are there Thunderbirds in the house? Come on down, ladies. Line up for a photo. Is there a coach?
We are proud of these girls.